Yes, it started, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, all the devotees, Dandvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. It's nice to see some Matajis whom I have not seen a couple of years onwards. It's nice to see you all. I have some devotees who are acquainted like almost 15 years back onwards, some devotees whom I know since last 1 year only. But it's always nice to see you all through the video call. In the Bhaktarisha, we will have only 4 families, 5 families. Now I see a lot of families here joined. So maybe plan is there like Padmanabha Prabhu would try to do the same thing in the in-person class also. If we can do, then you all can join like that. But whoever are near and then who wants to join live classes, it will be live classes only. Generally, our Bhaktariksha goes on every Friday, 7:30 to 9. Class starts at 8 o'clock. We will have kirtan and 1 round of japa, and then class starts at 8. But that can be telecasted also, just for everybody who wants to join. So, just a recap of what we have been doing all these days. We did Science of Self Realization, 4 to 5 classes, and then we did Srimad Bhagavatam Summary, 2 classes by Veerabhadra Prabhu, and then we did Bhagavad Gita. Gita Mahatmya, understanding the importance of Bhagavad Gita, why we have to do. And then we did an introduction to Bhagavad Gita, talking about what and all yogas have been discussed and which is the best yoga. So now today, very auspicious day for me. It's my Guru Maharaj's Vyasa Puja. Since last 9 years, every year I'm at Chicago in person attending the Vyasa Puja. But this time, somehow, some commitments, some classes, my health and all. So I'm not able to, but I'm thinking that my Guru Maharaj will be happy that I'm involved here discussing about Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So we will start with the first chapter. I'm not going to do much introduction because previously we spent a lot of time on the introduction. So we will start with Bhagavad Gita, chapter 1, verse 1. There are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita, we all know that. And 18 chapters, 700 verses, wonderful chapters. First 6 chapters, one section, next 6 chapters, one section, and the last 6 chapters, the third final section. So we discussed about what these sections speak last week. So we can jump into the verse 1 of Bhagavad Gita. Let's start with prayers. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Sha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesh गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Wonderful. नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते रोमपाद स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा. So the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Very beautiful chapter. In this chapter, we will understand 3 sections. We will do verse by verse, but in the form of 3 sections, we will understand. First section is about the importance of the place and characters mentioned in this particular Bhagavad Gita episode. It is a part of Mahabharata, big drama. Drama in the sense, I'm not saying like a mundane way of drama. Drama in the sense, drama designed by Krishna. Krishna is the director of this drama. So in this whole Mahabharata, 10,000 verses, The main aim of Mahabharata is to give these 700 verses. Very important verses, 700 verses. So we will try to understand the importance of the place where this Kurukshetra war is happening. We will understand about the nature and character of the personalities involved in this Bhagavad Gita discussion. And we will understand about Arjuna's condition in which he is not able to fight. That is all about first chapter. Krishna doesn't speak anything in the first chapter. It's all about Dhritarashtra, and then Sanjaya speaking, explaining Dhritarashtra about what is happening in the battlefield. So let's start with this first verse. Even many kids know this verse. Very enthusiastic. Everybody used to memorize this first verse in Sunday schools. The first memorization was in Bhagavad Gita would be 1.1 in many of the chapters, because it is a very, very, very important verse wherein Krishna is making these all personalities as instruments to make us learn about Bhagavad Gita. So let's go with the first verse. I will do the first verse reading, but other Matajis can also volunteer to read the verses if they are eloquent and they know the tune. They can also volunteer from second verse onwards. Shitak Mataji, kindly mute. Yeah. Dhritarashtra uvacha dharmakshetre kurukshetre samaveta mamakah pandavaschaiva kimakurvata sanjaya. Very nice verse. Very nice verse. In this verse, the important words of Sanskrit which we can keep in our mind are Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Mamaka Pandava, Kimakurvata. These four words, if you know the exact meaning and understanding, you can relate to this verse. If you have your Bhagavad Gita, I generally try to explain the kids by underlining the words in the words and meanings. If you have your Bhagavad Gita handy and you want to underline, you can use a pencil and underline the words also, or note it down. So we have two words which explain us about the importance of the place. And then Mamaka Pandava. This explains about the nature and character of Dhritarashtra, who is the speaker here. Then Kim Akurvata is kind of obvious answer, but due to some insecurities, Dhritarashtra is asking this Kim Akurvata. So if we read through this pattern Bhagavad Gita, it is easy for understanding. This is through my 16 years experience, but everybody has their own potent method which they can understand. They can follow that also, but we will be understanding Bhagavad Gita for whole of whatever time it will take through this sectionizing. Sanskrit words, very important words. Now let's start with these two characters. One is Dhritarashtra and one is Sanjaya. Little background, which you almost all of you know, but couple of devotees don't know, and they can relate to this meaning throughout the Bhagavad Gita. Dhritarashtra, let's talk about Dhritarashtra. We all know Dhritarashtra is the king of Hastinapur, and Dhritarashtra is the father of Kauravas. So he had a great desire from even before he became a king to have his sons rule over the kingdom. This is like kind of a desire. Every Kshatriya can have that desire, but it should be aligned with Dharma. According to the Dharma, Dhritarashtra should have been the king of Hastinapur, but because he was blind, Pandu was selected to be the king. From since then, he was not in a good shape with his mind and Dharma. But later, due to circumstances, when Pandu, the king, left his body, it's a big story again, but we will not go into it. Dhritarashtra became the king. There is another personality also, Vidura. He could have become the king, but he did not become the king because of a reason wherein he was a son of a maidservant. So the only way is Dhritarashtra to be the king. So Dhritarashtra was blind by his eyes and also blind by his mind. It's not that Dhritarashtra doesn't have the knowledge. He has the knowledge, but that knowledge is covered by Maya. I and mind Maya. We call it as Mayaya Apahrita Jnanam. He had knowledge. He had complete knowledge of knowing Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. But his desire was so strong that it dominated, it covered completely the transcendental knowledge. Sanjaya, let's talk about Sanjaya. Sanjaya is the one who is going to narrate all of us whole Bhagavad Gita. Sanjaya is so blessed to be first a devotee of the Lord. And secondly, he is so blessed to have such a great spiritual master in his life. Sanjaya's spiritual master is Vyasadeva. Highly known person for scriptural writings, Vyasadeva. We discussed about Vyasadeva in our live classes in Bhakti Vriksha. He's a great personality. And that Vyasadeva was the teacher of our Sanjaya. He was the spiritual master of Sanjaya. And Krishna's plan always to choose who to be in which role. So when Vyasadeva had a highly obedient feeling of helping this blind king, he's a secretary, he is a personal assistant, he is always there with Dhritarashtra, helping him to get along the all royal, whatever the formalities Dhritarashtra has to go through, because he was blind. And then he wanted even to help Dhritarashtra in understanding what, but he couldn't. How could he do? He could, in the battlefield, forget about listening to what is happening in between. That's impossible. But it is hard to even talk and communicate with each other. So they were in their private chamber. Don't believe this Mahabharat stories that are shown in the TV serials that they are sitting in the battlefield and they are watching what is happening. In the battlefield, nobody can hear nobody, except unless two very close. Because after the war starts, there is no way each other can listen. So Dhritarashtra and Sanjaya were sitting in their private chamber where Dhritarashtra king is in his royal seat and Sanjaya down to him sitting and trying to serve. But how can we see? There was no live telecast. There was nothing called like, okay, switch on the TV, say a football match, say Vyas Puja live. There was nothing like that. But Vyasadeva was so merciful to Sanjaya, and he was acting. We are all acting, like they were all acting as nimitta matra, instruments in the hands of Krishna. So what did Vyasadeva do? He gave, and Sanjaya was qualified, he gave the boon of Divya Drishti to Sanjaya. So Sanjaya got this divine vision through which he can see what is happening in the battlefield. He can hear what is happening in the battlefield, like live, not even replay, it was live. So that's the reason Sanjaya is explaining to Dhritarashtra what is happening in the battlefield. Coming to the point of these 3-4 words, I'll not go in this much detail for the other verses, but just setting up the mood for everybody. Coming to the point of these all 3-4 words. Dharma kshetre, kurukshetre. We all understand this word very nicely. Dharma kshetre means, kshetra is a very important word, devotees. Kshetra means field. Kshetra means place. This word kshetra will be used in future Bhagavad Gita chapters and verses by Krishna and Arjuna in many places. Kshetra means place. So this particular place where this Kurukshetra war was happening, or the war between the Pandavas and Kauravas was happening, is told to be Dharma Kshetre. It is the place of religion. And it's called Kurukshetra because the Kuru dynasty descendants, Pandavas and Kauravas, were fighting. Pandavas and Kauravas together are called Kurus. So they both were fighting in that battlefield. So it's called Kurukshetra. And the third word we mentioned was Mamaka Pandava. Here the character of Dhritarashtra. Let's talk about this Kshetra field little more. Why this word came up and how it affected Dhritarashtra. Why he is mentioning specifically Dharma Kshetra and Kurukshetra. Because evil Dhritarashtra knows very clearly that in this place of religion, there is no place for irreligion. And he was very, very clear, known that he and his sons were not following the religious principles, were not following the religion, were not following the dharma. So obviously, his mind was doubtful. Doubtful of what? Doubtful of whether my sons are going to win or not win. Very nicely, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport explaining about this Dharma Kshetra word that as in a paddy field, the unnecessary weeds are being taken out. In the same way, whichever are not good, whichever not productive, whichever are not needed, will be taken out from this Dharma Kshetra also. The principles of religion, whoever doesn't follow, they will be taken out. And he was sure about that. But still he had some hope. Along with doubt, he had some hope also. He was fearful. He was very fearful of two things. As I said, he was very intelligent, very knowledgeable of two things. One is he was afraid that because of the influence of the holy place, his son's mind also can change. Association of the devotees, association of Supreme Personality of the battlefield, King, Supreme Personality of the Godhead in the battlefield. They might themselves change their mood and say that, oh, we don't want, we are adharmic people, we were influenced by Maya, okay, we don't want. He doesn't want that to also happen because his attachment for the kingdom was so much. And the second thing, he was also hopeful along with the fear that Pandavas would, because of the influence of again holy place, their hearts might melt and say that, oh, we don't want any bloodshed. We want to avoid the bloodshed and degradation of family traditions. So we will give the kingdom to you. So these were the two understandings which were going on in the mind of Dhritarashtra. So he was doubtful, he was fearful, he was hopeful. Everything was going on. He was in a confused state. And he said, Mamaka Pandavaha, third word. What does this word mean? Mamakaha means my sons. And Pandava means Pandava's sons. Here we understand the character of Dhritarashtra. He's very partial, isn't it? Being a king, being the uncle of Pandavas. Pandavas don't have father. Whom they look forward is the king. Bhishmacharya, the grandfather, and then the king. He has to be equal with them. But he was not equal. He was very partial towards his sons. His statement says he's differentiating between his sons and Pandu's sons. It's not ideal king. Ideal king's nature. He should be taking care of the Pandavas more than Kauravas, being them fatherless children. So he had anxiety and fear. What to learn the lessons from this verse? Duplicit nature, hypocritic nature, not following the religion. These people can never have peace in their life. What Krishna likes is simplicity. Simplicity. Amanitvam, Adambitvam. Beautiful verses are there in Bhagavad Gita which speaks about we to be the simple beings. We are all simple beings by nature. We are all Sachidananda. But this simplicity is covered by duplicity because of the Maya. And how can this simplicity nature awakened, which is there in a dormant stage, is by following whatever acharyas have given us. Chanting the holy name of the Lord is the best method of awakening the beautiful natural qualities of the soul. It's important. It's important. Oh, Mataji, you always try to end anything you speak with the chanting because that's the only way. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Iva Kelavalam, Kalau Nasteva, Gati Ranyata. There is no other way. There is no other way. And this is not said by 10 years back scientists, 20 years back scientists, 50 years back scientists. This is already told in Puranas which are eternal in their existence. Maybe they came into the picture like 5,000 years back, 2,000 years back, 10,000 years back, but they exist eternally, these all things. Let's go to the second verse of this Bhagavad Gita. Sanjaya Vacha Drishtva tu Pandavanekam Vyudam Duryodhanastada Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. Matajis and Prabhujis, whoever have joined, if at all you put your videos on, then I know I can pick on whom to read the verses, or if you are interested to, please put the videos on. Whoever can, Swati Mataji, Sweta Mataji, etc., whoever, Kirtida Mataji. So, second verse is again, Sanjaya could easily understand the condition of Dhritarashtra all over this conversation, just not he speaking to in the first verse or second verse. All over the conversation, what is going on in Dhritarashtra's heart, Sanjaya clearly knew about what is happening. What would they do? What are they doing? He's asking. What would they do? In the battlefield, obviously, and they're desiring to fight, obviously they would fight. To help, to encourage the despondent king, Sanjaya starts explaining the condition of Duryodhana in the battlefield. He starts saying, Drishtvatu Pandavanikam. Drishtvatu means what? Seeing. Pashyati, Drishyati, Drishti. Drishtvatu means after seeing. What he is seeing? Pandavanikam. Whom he is seeing? All the soldiers of Pandavas. And how are they arranged? They are arranged wonderfully in the military phalanx. After looking at the wonderfully arranged military phalanx by Pandavas or of Pandavas, our dear Duryodhana, he addresses before the king, our dear Duryodhana, king, he says, Raja. He addressed Duryodhana as Raja. Raja Vachanam Abravit. Why is he addressing Duryodhana as Raja? He was not even Raja yet. He was just the prince to say because his dad is the king. But he addressed as Raja. Because Sanjaya knows the expert qualities of Duryodhana, which is called Rajaniti. He is very good at politics. With the mercy of his uncle Shakuni and some expert people in the kingdom. So he knows whom to approach, what to speak, when to approach. These all things Duryodhana knows. Unfortunately, all evil personalities have too much knowledge, too many skills. But only the thing is I and mine. This is very, very important topic of any spiritual matters. I and mine overtakes. Duryodhana, after seeing this strong army of Pandavas, fear started in him. First thing what Duryodhana felt is fear. Fear. With that fear, he first approached his teacher, Dronacharya. And he says, Vyudam Duryodhanasta yada Acharyam Upasangamya Raja Vachana. He just goes there and he starts speaking. That's what is explained in the second verse. What he speaks is not explained. Being very diplomatic, we can't be peaceful. It's very important to know. Being simple, we can be peaceful. It's not possible, how much ever we try. Okay, I want to be good to this person, I want to be good to that person, I want to be good with... How many people you want to be good by changing your own dharmic principles? Only taking shelter of Krishna, we can be simple and we can go easily back to Godhead. One who takes the shelter of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead, he is assured. He's assured in Bhagavad Gita. Many times Krishna says, Ma suchaha, do not worry. I will take care of you. Many times. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. So this taking shelter of Krishna and becoming fearless and becoming simple in the Kali Yuga, the easiest method again is chanting the holy names of the Lord. This surrendering is a very, very potent process. Yes, it is good even in the material world with our relationships, but it is more good when you surrender to the ultimate source of everything. In Ramayana, when Vibhishana came and surrendered to Rama and expressed his surrenderance to Rama and all the assembly there in Kishkinda, not Kishkinda, they started already from Kishkinda and they were at the place of fighting with Ravana. So when he came and surrendered himself with a submissive surrenderance, everybody doubted him. Everybody doubted him. Padmanabha Prabhu, I think you have to take care. I get like your call ends up in 15 minutes. If anything can be done, you can do, or else we have to start again maybe. So anyhow, when he surrendered, Rama, Lord Rama said that one who has surrendered to me and say I am yours at least once, I'm going to take care of him forever. Forever. He becomes mine. Forget about Vibhishana. Even if Ravana comes now here and says that I'm surrendered to you, give me my shelter, I will happily provide him shelter without judging him. So shelter seeking is very important. What we learn in the modern materialistic world is being independent. How many problems we'll have being independent, we don't know. We can act independently, that's not a problem. Krishna never stopped us acting as independently, even in Goloka or here. But internally, we have to be completely dependent on source of everything. So let's go to the third verse. So here in this verse, basically, we see the fear already started in Duryodhana's heart. Pashaitam Pandu. Samya Mataji, you want to read the verse? Verse number 3.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Paschaityam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chamam Vyudham Drupadaputrena Tavasisyena Dhimata.
Again, diplomatic dealing of our dear Duryodhana continues. He says, see this great military army arranged so nicely by who? Your disciple. And he addresses that disciple as Drupada Putrena. I quickly narrate a story regarding this, why Duryodhana is addressing him as Drupada Putrena. Because Drupada and Dronacharya are very close friends when they learned their archery skills at ashram, Guru's ashram. So they were so affectionate to each other, and Dronacharya always used to help Drupada in his way of dealings in a Brahmanical way, which he was not, he was Kshatriya. So they became very close and very affectionate. Out of affection, Drupada, as a small boy, has promised Dronacharya that when I get kingdom into my hands from my father, I'm going to share half of my kingdom to you, O Drupada. And Drupada said, "Oh, I don't need, I'm a Brahmana. What will I do with the kingdom? That's okay." Then he said, "No, I insist, I'll give you." Okay, they got a deal, like kids deal. And then everybody got into their varnashrama. He started ruling the kingdom. Everything was okay. Brahmachari, Kshatriyas, life was going on nicely, both of the sides. But what happened is, uh, a situation came when Dronacharya didn't have any food to eat also, and his son was crying for the milk. So he remembered that once upon a time, Drupada, who was very nice friend of him, he is now king. And obviously, though not the half kingdom I would seek, but I'll ask for one cow. If one cow is there, somehow I can survive with my family. So he goes there and asks for the. He reminds him that we were friends. You promised me these all things. Drupada doesn't care. Instead, he insults him, saying that friendship will happen in between the equals. He doesn't even agree on the point of I promised you something. And he insults him very badly. You want to take the advantage of me, of being your friend in the Gurukul and all those things. Dronacharya comes really, very insulted. And then Kauravas and Pandavas, who were learning everything from Dronacharya, immediately Kaurava says, "We want to help you. We will go. We will go and fight with Drupada and get revenge for your insult." But when they go, they will be utterly defeated by Drupada and Drupada's army. They come back with the faces down. And then Pandavas say, "Can we go?" And then when Dronacharya says yes, they go, they fight, not only defeat Drupada, but tie his two hands and drag him and get him and make him fall down at Dronacharya's feet. So why this story is, so Drupada and Drona don't have good relationships, but still our parampara is so strong that when Drupada went back and did a yajna only for the purpose of killing Dronacharya. He did a yajna, and from the fire, two kids he got. One is Drushtadumna and the other is Draupadi. So this Drushtadumna, and very expertly again Drupada, with an evil mind, sent to learn all the archery skills to Dronacharya. Dronacharya was bound to his job, and he was a very kind person. He did not, Manisha Mataji, thoda mute kar lenge. So he did not make any single thing which he did leave to teach to Drushtadumna. He taught everything, whatever is needed in a battlefield for a Kshatriya to fight. So why Duryodhana, our dear Duryodhana, is calling Drupada Putrena, that is nicely arranged by Drupada Putrena? He could have said Arjuna, Yudhishthir Maharaj, anybody. But he specifically took Drushtadumna name. One is he is the commander-in-chief, and one he wanted to incite the anger inside Dronacharya, saying that Drupada is your enemy, and this disciple of you, he's fighting against you as enemy. So don't make this mistake again of feeding milk to the poisonous snake. He's very clear. He's very clear. Duryodhana is very clear in his expressions. Dronacharya, bind to his Vedic culture, did whatever he did. But now, as soon as, that's okay, Manisha Mataji, as soon as he came here, he would do his duty. He knows what is his duty. But he is going to him, a disciple of him, going to him and telling the teacher that don't become sentimental. Don't become a fool again. Instead, he's saying, don't become fool again. These acharyas doesn't become just like that acharyas. They are like sun. How the sun gives the light to the Suchi hoy, Muchi hoy. Even if he is the greatly elevated soul or if he is the fallen soul, for everybody the sun gives the sun rays equally. It doesn't discriminate. Okay, I'm going to point towards a devotee with a nice sun rays and I'm not going to give the light to the non-devotee. It's not like that. So he's warning again Dronacharya, don't make the mistake, fight strong. And everything is coming out of what you know, devotees. Everything is coming out of the fear of losing the battle from Duryodhana. But he is not showing up. He's not showing up. Let's go to the fourth verse. Who wants to read? Lalita Mataji, you want to read the fourth verse? or anybody? I don't know how many of you are there.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Mataji.
Yeah, please go ahead with the 4th verse, Mataji.
अत्र सूरमहेश्वास भीमार्जुन समायुधि युयुधानो विराटश्च द्रुपदश्च महारथः.
Thank you, Mataji. Beautiful. So here he is trying to now glorify the soldiers in the army of Pandavas. Here in this army of Pandavas, there are great heroic people. 2 words used here. Shura. Shura means heroic. Maheshwasa means mighty bowman. And he said they are all equal to Bhima and Arjuna. He named some. He named some, saying that these are the personalities. Yuyudhana, Virata, Drupada, again Drupada. He did not get again Drupada here. He wantedly got Drupada here because again he want to fill the anger in Dronacharya's heart. Yuyudhana is also known as Satyaki. These are all great fighters. He compares them with Bhima and Arjuna. Why he is comparing with Bhima and Arjuna? Because Dronacharya always have a soft corner and a favorite disciple side for Arjuna. So he's saying not only you are Arjuna, there are many people who are equal to Arjuna and Bhima. He talks about Bhima because Bhima, why he is comparing is, he compares first with the Bhima Arjuna, he says, right? Why? Because clearly Duryodhana knows that if someone had to kill Duryodhana, it's going to be only Bhima. He is the only combat for Duryodhana. Both very good at club fighting. Both. And also, Duryodhana was afraid, fearing the temperament of Bhima. Bhima took 3 strong vows, devotees, because of wherever the situation it came up. He took very strong vows. He said single-handedly he will kill all the 100 sons of Kauravas. 100 sons of Dhritarashtra. And he did it. For a news to all let you know, all 100 sons of Dhritarashtra were killed by Bhima. They were defending, they were fighting. Whole team of Pandavas was fighting. But when it came to the point of killing them, all the 100 sons were killed only by Bhima. Second vow, he said he will break the jangha or the thigh of Duryodhana because Duryodhana get his dhoti off and he patted on his thigh and said, asked Draupadi to come and sit and said that I am the only enjoyer, you are my property. So Bhima took a vow that I'm going to break his thigh from the body. And then next comes the personality, Dushyasana, that's the third vow. He said that I'm going to take his hand apart of his body. I'm going to get his blood out. And I'm going, because he's the one who pulled, nobody else other than Pandavas touched Draupadi. Nobody else, for any reason, no. So this Dushyasana pulled Draupadi. We all know the story of Mahabharata, how she is disrobed, how she is pulled out of her palace with the hair. So, and she is a Kshatrani. She took the vow immediately that unless the person who touched my hair, his blood, I bathe with his blood on my hair, or it will, till then I'm not going to make my koppu done. Till the war finished, till Dushyasana was killed, till that, she did not make her hair tie. Very chivalrous vows they take. These vows are very nice to hear, but sometimes difficult to understand. Because the same Draupadi, after Dronacharya's son killed Ashwathama, 5 of them, when Krishna got them to Draupadi and said, what do you want to do? Should we chop off their heads? Bhima was ready, Arjuna was ready. The same Draupadi said, no, don't kill them. As I become sonless, now Dronacharya is not there. If Ashwathama is also not there, Dronacharya's wife, Kripi, will become sonless and she will become an orphan. Mother becoming orphan because she loses her son. So she was compassionate. So certain times we don't understand the mood clearly, but here as a Kshatrani, she took a vow, whoever has touched my hair. It's like, it's kind of a chastity issue, it was. Very nice verses and very many big things to be understood. So again, this verse again completely focuses on the nature of Duryodhana to get his feelings of fear softened, saying that, okay, these are there, these are there, these are there. Then 5 to 6 also, he still glorifies the heroic fighters like Drishtaketu, 5 and 6, both of the verses. Anybody wants to volunteer? Okay. Drishtaketuscha Keetanam Kashirajascha Viryavan Purujit Kunti Bhojascha Saibhyascha Narapungava. Let's go to the 6th also because it's mainly naming the heroic leaders. Yudhamanyascha Vikranta Uttamaujascha Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadeyascha Sarva Eva Maharata. We go to 7th later. 5 and 6 together we can do. Drishtaketu, Chekitana, Kashiraja, Purujit, Kunti Bhoja, Shaibhya. These are all very courageous, heroic. It said Nara Pungava. Nara means humans. Pungava means best of the humans. Yudhamanyu, Uttamauja. He's a very mighty personality, Yudhamanyu. Uttamauja, he's a very great fighter. Saubhadra, who is Saubhadra? Abhimanyu, Subhadra's son. Draupadeyascha, the 5 sons of Draupadi. And Ascha means and more, because Draupadi, though she did not beget children from her womb, she has other children also, which through all 5 Pandavas, other children like Gatotkacha and all. And the 5 Pandavas, just for your information, I have cited the names also here. I want to cite the names also. Prativindya, Shruta Sena, Shruta Kirti, Shruta Karma, and the 5th one is Satavika, something. I'm not very clear, but these are all the 5 sons of Draupadi. He calls here that they are all Maharathas. What does Maharatha mean? From the Shastras, we know 3 words. Maharatha means one who can fight single-handedly 10,000 soldiers. Athiratha, another word. One who can fight 60,000 soldiers single-handedly, one go. That's Athiratha. Very less people come under this Athiratha. Ratha means one person at one time can handle only one soldier. And Artharatha means he need help even to fight with one soldier. These are just Shastric informations. So 3, 4, 5, 6, all these verses, he want to convince and persuade Dronacharya that if he has any sentiments towards Pandavas, give it up and kill them. Forget about fighting. He says, give it up and kill them. Political mindset. Rajaniti. Verse number 7, let's go to, because we have to do at least 10 verses. Asmakam tu vishishtaye tani bodha dvijottama nayaka mama sanyasya samnyartam tan bravimite. Okay, now he has glorified enough on the other side of the people. And now he wanted to just boost the energies of Dronacharya, saying that we also have great leaders. And he addresses Dronacharya Dvija Uttama. Dvija means twice born. What is this twice born? In our parampara, taking second initiation means you become Dvija, twice born, Brahmanical initiation. So obviously Dronacharya is a Brahmana, and Uttama of all the Dvijas, you are the best of all the Brahmanas. He is addressing like that. Buttering, nice buttering. He knows where to speak what we already discussed, Rajaniti. Mama Sainyascha Nayaka. He said, Mama Sainyascha, my army's commanders. Now let me explain. He wanted to tell his teacher that who are the best stalwart leaders or stalwart fighters in his team. He names some in the future, but this is the quality of leadership. What we have to learn from Duryodhana here, there's some lessons we can learn also. Never discourage your subordinates. Never, never, ever. We are in our own position, somehow we are leaders of our home, leaders of our family, leaders of our community, leaders of our groups whom we try to preach. So never discourage anybody. Live by example. Keeping the team spirit on is very, very important. Whatever the pressures we have in our particular issue we are dealing with, our particular kind of teachings we are doing, our particular dealings we are doing, we have to keep the pressure to ourselves, not push it on to the subordinates. We never should play a victim game. We should Try to approach the seniors, but not the juniors when you have in problem. Guide them nicely what to do, but not push everything on them. Because when you go to the subordinates, you will increase the pressure more. What they can do for you? You have to encourage them so that they can help them. But if you put pressure on them, they are not going to understand this. Instead, you have to approach the high position people, superiors, to get the guidance. That's a very important thing. And Duryodhana is acting as if he's taking the shelter of his acharyas, but he's not internally. Anyhow, let's go to the verse number 8. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitim Jaya Ashwathama Vikarnascha Saumadattis Tataivacha. Here, in this verse, Duryodhana is naming certain people from his side who are great. And he had a big question mark whom to address first. Either he should address Dronacharya or he should address Bhishmacharya. Bhishmacharya is the great grandfather. Actually, he has to address Bhishmacharya also. But if he addresses Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya might think that he did not address him first. But if he addressed Dronacharya first, Bhishmacharya won't think like that because Dronacharya is a Brahmana and Bhishmacharya is a, though both acharyas, Bhishma is the Kshatriya. So he will honor the respect given by Duryodhana towards his teacher. So he made a very safe game by addressing first Dronacharya. Here you don't see the name Dronacharya, but you see the word Bhavan. Bhavan means you. He's saying to Dronacharya, you are the great leader for me. Bhishma is there, commander-in-chief. Bhishma is there. He's encouraging, basically. Karna is there. Why he's telling all these names? Just to say that we are strong. He is feeling weak inside, so he is just consoling himself and Dronacharya also. Kripacharya. Kripi, because she is related. Kripacharya is related to Dronacharya. Kripi, the sister of Kripacharya, is the wife of Dronacharya. So he is mentioning all the relationship what Dronacharya has with the team members of Kauravas. Ashwathama, who is Ashwathama? He is the son of Dronacharya. So he is naming him also. Vikarna. Why Vikarna? Vikarna is not so great fighter in comparison with Bhishma, Dronacharya, Karna and everybody. He mentioned Karna also because Karna was in not very good terms with Bhishma, but still he was there to listen what Duryodhana was saying. So he didn't want to Karna to get low with his spirit. So he's encouraging Karna also. Coming to the point of Vikarna, who is the brother of Duryodhana, he was the only one, remember this word, only one who said what Duryodhana was doing wrong. When this Draupadi Vastraharan happening and they were asked to go out, he was the only one said, think about morals, think about ethics. He did not rebel, but he said that please think about. So that soft corner of morality, affection is there. So he wanted to tell Vikarna that I'm considering you as great leaders as them. You understand what he's trying to do? You're understanding? He's trying to butter everybody, basically. Butter everybody. So all of these are victorious in the battlefield. Very victorious in the battlefield. Because of their morals, ethics, soft corners, they might jump out of his team. So he was afraid. So he's glorifying everybody. Let's go to the verse number 9. Anye, Mataji, you want to do Lalita Mataji or Swami Mataji? Anybody?
I can go, Mataji.
Go ahead, Kirtida Mataji. I'm sorry, I did not see it in video. Go ahead.
अन्ये च बहवः सुरा मदर्थे त्यक्तजीवितः नानशास्त्र प्रहरणाः सर्वे युद्धविशारदः.
Very nice. Nana Shastra Prava. They are very equipped. Shastra in all weapons. Many people he's naming again. They are all Shuras, very heroic and very great. The qualities are mentioned, all of them. They are expert military men, well equipped. Nana Shastra. I have given them all the equipments, what they need to fight. What Pandavas is having is nothing. That's again Madartha. For me, they are ready to fight and lay down their lives. No, for me they are fighting, he's saying. No, they are not fighting for you, stupid. They are fighting because they belong to this kingdom and they want to fight for their king. Obligatory. Many of them was obligatory. In the purport, Prabhupada writes, Jayadratha, Kritavarma, Shalya. These all great leaders were fighting for Kauravas who didn't want to fight. Coming to point of Shalya, who is Shalya? Who knows who is Shalya? Matajis and Prabhujis, raise your or unmute yourself to tell who is Shalya. What is the story behind Shalya? 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead, Mataji.
Not so sure, but I remember he was a king of the,
Yes, he is a great king. His desha is Madra Desha. And we get Madri.
Oh, Madri. Yeah, okay.
Madri is the second wife of Pandu, and Madri's brother was Shalya. So, uncle of Pandavas. Nakula and Sahadeva especially, but uncle of Pandavas. He was very, very enthusiastic, and Madhya Desha is somewhere else. He was traveling from there to Kurukshetra just to support the Pandavas. While his travel, he was provided with lot of facilities, lot of facilities, like wherever they used to rest, the tents, the bedding arrangement, their food, their everything was arranged. Almost they were reaching to Kurukshetra, and Shalya was very, very happy, and he knew that everything was provided by Yudhishthir Maharaj. They said that whoever has provided me and my army with all these facilities, I can do anything for them. Immediately, as soon as Duryodhana heard this, he popped up and said that it's me who did that, so you have to do whatever I want. And then Shalya says, it's okay, I can do whatever you want. And then he says, you have to fight for me. These are the words. And Shalya did an amazing job in a different way, giving the help to Yudhishthir Maharaj also. When he, after that, reaching Kurukshetra, he goes to Yudhishthir Maharaj and says that, hey Yudhishthira, hey Dharmaraja, I wanted to fight for you, but I'm bound by my words. Let me know what I can do for you. Then he said, yes, I oblige. I honor your words. You can fight against me, but you don't take immediate charge of commandership. He's the last commander who survives till the end. The commander-in-chief in the battlefield keep changing. Bhishmacharya goes, then Karna comes, then somebody else. But Shalya was the last person. But he says, please be the Sarathi for Karna. Yudhishthir Maharaj says this to Shalya. It's called Shalya Sarathvam. Means Shalya, what was his job is to remind Karna of all his bad, evil association, bad, evil things he supported. What is the nature which he has adopted, which he is not. Continuously defaming him for what he has done just for the friendship's sake. So that the morals, codes, ethics of... Anyhow, that's again another part. But Shalya fought for him. This is all tricks, right? This is all tricks. He goes and asks this to them. He provides them something. This is all tricks because he was not sure of his victory. Pandavas never did anything like that. Instead, Yudhishthir Maharaj said that whoever in my team, if they are for any reason obligatory fighting for me, for any reason it may be, you are all told to be free to change your team. This is the nature of a proper king. Not trying to make everybody efficient people to come into his team. Tyakta Jivita. He says that they're all ready to lay down their lives for me, for him. Oh, forget about it. And then he was sure that all people will get killed internally. Anyways, they are going to be killed. Krishna mentions in the 11th chapter that they all will be killed. He knows that they all will be killed because they have joined the adharmic party, evil Kauravas time. Krishna says to Arjuna, Nimitta Matra, you are just an instrument in my hands to kill them. Very clearly in the 11th chapter. So let's go with the 10th verse, last verse for today. And then we can everybody can share some realizations or some understanding, some adding points or some questions. Anything is accepted. Verse 10. Matajis, anybody?
I can go, or if anybody else want to go, they can.
Go ahead, Mataji. It's okay. Yeah, go ahead.
अपर्याप्तं तदस्माकं बलं भीष्माभिरक्षितं पर्याप्तं तु इदम् एतेषं बलं भीमाभिरक्षितम्.
Continues. Rajaniti, diplomatic nature. If we see Duryodhana's character, really, I had a doubt actually a few years back that, this is a drama. All the characters are put by Krishna, but they are all serving Krishna in one way or the other. No! They have got their position as unfavorable natures because of their karma. They are not eternally situated in Goloka with Krishna. Pandavas are. Kunti Devi was, is, but not Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra. They are also there nicely playing, and Krishna put them in, okay, you play this negative role for them. No. No. That unfavorable nature is there. That's why they had these roles. If they were favorable, they would not have those roles. I was thinking they're all playing as instruments in Krishna's hands. These all demons also fighting against him. Everybody is acting in Krishna's. They are also have to be appreciated for taking those roles. No, it is all wrong understanding. They had this unfavorable nature. That's why they are in that positions. So here in this verse 10, he's exclusively glorifying Bhishma's valor. Bhishma Dev, amazing personality. Recently, when my Guru Maharaj visited one of the home programs, he gave a big class on Bhishma Dev. Amazing personality, amazing personality. That's why Krishna is called as Vasumana. Krishna's other name is Vasumana. That means he always thinks about Bhishma. Bhishma is in his thoughts, Bhishma in his minds. Bhishma is one of the 8 Vasus. He's been glorified exclusively here by our Dhritarashtra. And he's underestimating or making others underestimate the strength of Bhima. 2 words used is aparyaptam and paryaptam. Aparyaptam is immeasurable. It's not overconfidence because Bhishma has that valor. He can kill everybody other than Krishna in the battlefield of the Pandavas. Everybody he can. So valor is there. So saying immeasurable is not an atishayokti or overconfidence of Dhritarashtra, Duryodhana. He said, my strength, my party's strength is immeasurable and it is protected by Bhishma Dev. And the others army, here comes the point. Never we should underestimate the other party's strength. We should always think that the other person is 1% more intelligent than me, 10% more stronger than me. Always. Then only you can be prepared, especially in this war and Kshatriya Vritti. It is always one step ahead they are. That's what we have to think. And it is, he says that their strength is limited and it is protected by only Bhima. What does he mean? Sources of Pandavas are very limited. In the purport, Prabhupada writes, he is like a fig. Bhima is like a fig in presence of Bhishma. Why again he is getting the name of Bhima again and again? Again his fear that he would get defeated by Bhima only. Again the fear that he would be killed by Bhima only. Enviousness. He's filled with enviousness. Aggressors. Krishna addresses them as atatayina, aggressors. They have to be chopped immediately. That's why it is called weeds. Weeds have to be plucked out from the paddy field. He's supporting himself by consoling his fears. And he's very intellectual. Mataji's and Prabhuji's, I said you, he's very intellectual. His fear is being translated as an inspirational speech in the battlefield. How funny. Again, diplomatic leaders quality, diplomatic, not the right leaders, Rajaniti. He was giving a hint to Dronacharya saying that, okay, Bhishmacharya also have a soft corner towards the Pandavas. But you are there for me. You have to cover both the things. Why he has to tell about Bhishma? The Aparyaptam has 2 meanings, devotees. Some of the people who write the translations on this, who don't have the proper understanding, like Srila Prabhupada mentions that Aparyaptam, but this 10 years back during book distribution, I faced a Smartha Brahmana and he was trying to explain me the meaning of Aparyaptam. But anyhow, Aparyaptam also means insufficient or insufficiency. Looks contradictory, but not contradictory according to the Sanskrit grammar. Looks contradictory because immeasurable is a big word wherein there is no measure, but insufficient. Though it is immeasurable, he says it's insufficient because Bhishma Dev can slip at any time and you need to be double energetic to cover his things also for me. Very diplomatic. Every verse in these 10 verses you see just to feed his ego, just to hide his fear, just to help himself. He's trying to do all these things. And while doing this, he's doing all the exactly following the things what he has to do. He's encouraging his team members. He is glorifying the qualities of his team members. Everything he is doing. Yeah. In future, we will understand more about the natures. As I have said, first section will be the understanding of the natures of the personalities. Okay, Matajis, I don't want to take more time. We started at 12:15. We will be ending at 1:15. The recording still goes on, Padmanabha Prabhu. Don't disconnect the recording. Let's hear from all other Matajis also. Devotees, if anything you can take, it's all mercy of my Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. If anything you find here and there, maybe that's my ignorance, you can think and we can discuss on those points. Okay, I know everybody is hungry, might be. I'm also hungry. I'm fasting for my Guru Maharaj Vyasa Puja. But still, quickly, everybody gets a turn of two minutes to share their view, realization, understanding, any topic to be discussed. Yes, I am open. Okay, whoever, I think we, go ahead, Lalita.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for this wonderful class. It was so nice. Even though I like this point that Dhritarashtra is blind, even though he's no so knowledgeable. Yeah, sometimes Maya covers up. For everyone, so we have to keep praying, and the fear will overcome. So I have to learn all those things. Thank you, Mataji. Thanks.
My Guru Maharaj, once I was afraid in a situation. Only 2 times I was very afraid in those in certain situations. Only 2 times in Krishna conscious life, I was fearful only 2 times. And when I approached my spiritual master saying that, and that situation I don't want to explain, but it was like a do or die kind of situation, or it was like, I'll share some other time, but the situation was what was not at all good. So when I took shelter of my Guru Maharaj and asked, Maharaj, till now I waited, but now I am afraid. Maharaj said only one sentence. Where there is fear, there is no Krishna. Where there is Krishna, there is no fear. It's up to your free will choice. You want to invite Krishna to your heart, or you want to invite fear to your heart. So it's in your hands.
Wow, nice. Thanks for sharing.
It's not easy to understand this, but it's very clear. So the Duryodhana is inviting fear. He has invited fear already by saying that I don't want to even give the pinhead space also to the Pandavas. That's it. That's it. Thank you, Lalita Mataji. Thank you. I heard about your glories of taking care of the children also very nicely. Other than the Sunday school, you conduct even some classes of Bhagavad Gita verses and all. Very nice.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Please bless Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Prayers are always there. Yes, next Mataji.
I'll go next, Mataji.
Yes, Vigneshwari Mataji.
Lot of information.
Vigneshwari Mataji is hearing to my classes more than 8 or 9 years onwards, I think. We had on and off yearly 3 or 4 classes, deep classes, and now she has moved out of New Jersey, but she was maybe very happy when I contacted her today. Yeah.
Always enjoy your classes, Mataji. I don't enjoy anybody else's classes as good as yours. I always compare it back with Srimati Mataji class, and it's not up to her level of details. So I love the extra details you give, like every character. I haven't gone through much of this first chapter. Usually I more focus on the places where Krishna is talking. So this was like very, very different, and looking things in Duryodhana's perspective. The point, like Dharmakshetra is like weeding, where all the weeds are removed. That one I really liked. It was a very nice way to put it, instead of telling, that how the Duryodhana creed is going to be eliminated. It was right to put like the weeds are getting eliminated.
Yeah. So if we are keeping quiet after seeing something, we are encouraging the weeds to grow more faster than the needed plants. So in our capacity, we have to take some action. Maybe that action may not be the highest perfect thing to weed out, but some steps towards eliminating that weed. Go ahead, Mataji, go ahead.
Yeah. And Dronacharya, Drupada, those connections I have learned earlier. So a lot of things where I had to go back in my memory line to get those connections, how and what happened to them. Salyan and Karnan, their combination also, especially during the later fight, when they were fighting against Arjuna, and his chariot will locked in play. Salyan will walk out telling, I'll not help you to bring chariot out and all those things.
Yes.
So I could say, relate all those things to the future upcoming episodes.
Yeah, true, Mataji, true. Many times it is also said that you think that he is favorable to you and they turn out to be very opposite to that character, then we compare it as Shalya Saratvam. We say that, oh, he was there always with me, I was trusting on him, but it did not happen the way I thought. So it's called Shalya. Very nice, Mataji.
Very nice. Yeah. And that Bhima killed all 100 sons, that also I didn't know about that. I thought he only targeted Duryodhana.
No, all the 100 sons. Yes, all the 100 sons.
And all the name of the Upa Pandavas also was very nice for me to.
Yeah.
First time I'm listening to that.
Yeah, when I heard first time few years back, my heart was going to Shrutakirti, because I have read so many pastimes of Prabhupada and Shrutakirti Prabhu, Prabhupada's personal servant Shrutakirti Prabhu. So that name Prabhupada has given for a reason to that particular devotee, Shrutakirti, Prabhupada's sons. Yeah.
The Upa Pandavas are very juniors, is it? When they participated in the
they were good age like Abhimanyu to participate in the battlefield. There is certain age restriction, but yes, they were young.
Young warriors. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all, Mataji. That's all the notes I've taken. Very interesting session. Looking forward for more sessions to understand it better.
Sure, Mataji. Padmanabha Prabhu's mercy if he does. Because when I sit for live, I don't think about anything else. But maybe Padmanabha Prabhu and Soumya Mataji will help us. Hold on 1 second, Mataji. So hold on. Just 1 second. My video won't be there. Yeah, whoever wants to share next, they can. Hold on. I'm getting continuously call. I cannot take that. Yes, Mataji. Vigneshwari Mataji, thank you for sharing.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Sheetal.
Hare Krishna Mataji, who is this?
Sheetal.
शीतल Mataji, कैसे हैं आप? थोड़ा चेहरा भी दिखा दो. Very good. Nice. Okay.
So thank you Mataji. कब आप like आपने मुझे like call किया and all. You always motivate. Like chanting आज सुबह ही I was thinking that I'm chanting. I should, like, even though it's holidays, like whatever the mood is, but you always motivate. Like sometimes, yes, like it feels like, like why would somebody call you or like why? But I think it's also a sign from Krishna, like because that is what I was thinking. Like when somebody does that, like I will like really appreciate that. Like he is listening and he sends people like to motivate you and also like the inspiration. So thank you so much for this class. It's online. I was thinking I'm going to miss it. Thank you.
Any single act done by or every act done by devotees is unconditional, Mataji. Remember that. It has to be unconditional, and it is unconditional because उसमें कुछ भी नहीं होता है. उसमें there is no background behind it. It's only that whatever they have received, they want to share. That's it.
Right.
Anybody in the temple, you see devotees in the temple, you see the speakers in the temple, you see the temple president. There is no like behind motive. Okay, मैं इनसे बात करूंगी तो मुझे कुछ benefit होता है. That's with the karmis.
I think that is because this is our mind and we deal with so many other people and also like our past experiences, right?
Yes,
like we start questioning, we doubt everyone.
Yes. Impressions are very strong, especially the negative impressions or negative experiences.
Right. Yeah, because like again, like why would somebody do this for me? And like also it is like also trust and also are you like even worthy of it? Sometimes we feel that, right? Like why?
Yes.
What do other people see in me that they could motivate me?
Yeah. That again goes back to the nature. We are all souls. We are all souls connected to Krishna. When you have proper knowledge, it's easy to connect. The knowledge is missing somewhere. So if somebody has knowledge, it will be very easy and smooth for them. Thank you, Sheetal Mataji, for joining. Yeah.
Mataji, I was also just thinking, because Duryodhan was like praising and like whatever, playing diplomatic with the other people, but they were all knowledgeable. Like for example, like even Dronacharya, like Kripacharya, they were acharyas. Like they had the knowledge, and they understood what Duryodhan was doing, but still like they were bound to their like they whatever like they were bound to their duties. Had to be on his side because like they were the Raj, like they were serving the kingdom.
Yes, yes.
Like even though they knew that what Duryodhan was doing, maybe they still were bound to it because
Yes.
they were knowledgeable.
And your point is?
No, this is my. I was just thinking like again, it is also so difficult in their position. Like even though you know that somebody is praising you to be on their side, but still you have to do your duty, and you. It's not like they are your enemies. The Pandu Putras, they are not.
They are not enemies,
but
yes.
still they have to fight against them. It
Yeah.
must be very difficult for them as well.
Yeah, very, very, very difficult. And their shelter went to Krishna again. All of these people's shelter also went to Krishna. Krishna knew very nicely. Krishna said, all of my Yadhu, he's Yadava, all of my people will fight for the other side whenever I'm on one side. When Duryodhana and Arjuna had this thing, he said that, okay, whoever chooses me, in that side, the army won't come. And when Arjuna chose Krishna alone, then Duryodhana was happy that let Krishna go. What is there? That big army is going to come to me. So, Krishnaika Sharanam Mama. Only Krishna shelter. That's it. They're all were surrendered. They all knew that Krishna is not going to judge them, Pandavas is not going to judge them, and the victory is assured for Krishna. All the Bhagavad Gita end it says, right? Yatra Yogishwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanudhara. Wherever these Krishna is there, wherever Krishna's followers are there, Krishna's loved people are there, victory is on their side. They're very intelligent. They're very and surrendered souls. When we are surrendered, we can total all of our feelings towards service to Krishna. That's what they were doing. It was difficult, as you said, very difficult. For Bhishmacharya, forget about Krishna. For Bhishmacharya to shoot arrows at Arjuna was like a big thing, very big thing. He has seen them as babies. As babies, he trained them, he fed them. Yeah, nice realization, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you. Samya Mataji, Kirtida Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Leena Mataji, Hare Krishna. Let's get
Hare Krishna. Mataji, that was a beautiful, nice, and you did it so quick and so much. My throat is a little parched, but I will start. Miss Mataji, Sheetal just say something important, which was related to my little question I want to ask. I know that Dronacharya and Bhishma were very good warriors. They have good characters. They were very intelligent, but they know that it was wrong to be on the other side, the Kudra side. Had that was not Dharma. They were not following Dharma. So had they had that choice to say, okay, I am not going to fight this war on either side because this is not Dharma. Were they able to do that, or that was not? I don't know if my question is.
Yeah, I got it, Mataji. Both Bhishmacharya and Dronacharya were completely obedient towards the king. Bhishmacharya has taken a vow itself with his father, that Shantanu, his father, that I'm going to give my life for the sake of king of Hastinapur. I'm going to guide your children, your children's children, how much ever life I have, to support them. Dronacharya was in a position where he couldn't survive. No food to eat, no milk to drink for the kids. He was very young, but he didn't have anybody to take care of him. Kripacharya was settled already in Kurukshetra, in Hastinapur. So Kurukshetra says that there is my brother-in-law who is very, very efficient and they can take care of your Kuru dynasty children to train nicely. He's better than me. So you can invite him, and then at the invitation of Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya arrives, and he again says that in this situation, no one who is called my near and dear has helped me. You are the one who have helped me, and I'm going to be obedient to you. Whatever you say, I'm going to listen.
Thank you, Mataji.
And internally, very important point is they are surrendered to Krishna. Though they might not fight for Krishna, their heart is always surrendered to Krishna. The surrenderance point in many of the situations, many of the devotees face these situations where they know that this is not right, but they had to keep quiet. They have to oblige. That doesn't mean that you encourage adharma. No. In spirit, they were all with Pandavas. They were with Krishna. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, thank you so much. That explained it. I always wonder about that, like a little, that part, if they had a choice. I mean, I know they didn't have a choice, but I was thinking that they should have followed Dharma and said, okay, this is not right. But like you just mentioned that just now, they have history with the king.
Just add to your understanding, they were instruments in the hands of Krishna. Favorable people fighting against Krishna. These are the unfavorable people fighting against Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
So
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Thank you. But Soumya Mataji, I'm sorry, you unmuted, and then Leena Mataji took over. You wanted to share something?
Yes, Mataji. I mean, what is important is the intention. Sometimes, I mean, I encounter people who are very good at speaking. And we think that they're good at speaking. We might fall into trap, like they might be thinking good for us, or they might be wishing good for us, but it's not always the case. They might be speaking good, but their intentions might be speaking something else. So I was just wondering, like, intentions matter more than
Yes.
the words.
Yes, you nicely understood, Mataji, because Duryodhana's intention were inside something else, but he was acting something outside. So he was not very pious by his intentions. Again, just to add, those intentions have to be surrounding Haritoshanam, Krishna's satisfaction. Then it will be very, very, very fruitful. Very fruitful. Yes, intentions matter, but where those intentions also matter. My intention is to please my senses, or my intentions are to please Krishna's senses. In this, my, me, I, everything comes, including the family comes. Beautiful share, intention. Maharaj's one of the topic of Japa retreat was intention. Sankalpas to take for 64 rounds was intention, one of the Sankalpa. What is your intention? Why you are chanting? Thank you for making me remember this important point. Anything, Mataji, more? Soumya Mataji. You're good? Okay. Kirtida Mataji?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. So I don't have any question, but wonderful call. I think is a lot of people are joining online, so we can keep online plus offline both.
Yeah.
People have the chance to hear you.
Sure, Mataji. We will continue that. But we will have for sure association.
Yes, Mataji.
We want to hear you.
Definitely, Mataji.
Get well with your voice for the coming
Yes.
Friday Kirtan.
Yes, Mataji. And yes, in person is more effective, I believe. Yeah. Yes.
But we will see what can be done.
Yes.
I'm taking shelter of Padmanabha Prabhu for this service. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Isha Mataji. I'm seeing Isha here.
Yes, Mataji.
Mohini Shakti
Yes,
Mataji. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. So wonderful. And I felt so bad. I felt like I have missed so many good knowledge, because you mentioned so many books you have read with your group, but I'm not able to join that Bhakti Vriksha on Fridays. If it was some other day, definitely I could come, but not Fridays.
No, we will,
So,
as Kirtida Mataji has said, we will try
yeah.
to do it as
At
offline
least,
also.
at least if it's recorded, at least we can hear back the recording. But if you can do a session like this, I'm very, very grateful.
We'll try, definitely try. You want to share something about today's class points?
Yes, Mataji, I have a little question. In your last explanation, you stated that, because I used to always see this, I used to always compare Mother Aditi and Deity, right? Like one of them give birth to all the incarnations of the Lord, and one of them give birth to all the demons. So I try to see it in a good way, that this mother is doing such a great thing. She's taken all the criticism, because everybody is, kind of say the demons come from her side, and everybody is like, like kind of can be negative to it. But then I'm looking at it as a great service, because she's taken all this criticism for the Lord, like her clan. But then you mentioned in your last point that it's not that Duryodhana or these people are doing a service is because they had some kind of envy to the Lord. So how do I understand this point? Because we also saw that Jai and Vijay,
Yes.
they also fell and became bad demons.
Yes.
So how do I understand that, if they had any envy or not?
Yeah. Coming to the point of, let's talk about Jaya and Vijaya story, Mataji. Jaya and Vijaya are exceptional cases wherein they choose the unfavorable condition, because they wanted to come back early to Krishna, right? Their intention was not to be bad with Krishna, as Soumya Mataji was saying. Their intention was to come back quickly to Krishna. In those positions, they have played a role. We can understand in that way. But Duryodhana has no part. Duryodhana's enviousness was topmost. He had to fight for no reason. He had to fight. He was fighting only to fulfill his greediness. He was killing everybody because of his enviousness. Dhritarashtra also same thing. Yes, are they playing a role? Yes, they are playing a role, but they have got the unfavorable. They are not eternal associates of Krishna. They are not eternal associates of Krishna, always of favorable nature. But they still all got the mercy of Krishna by being a part of the drama. They left their bodies in a good way. Not favorable way, but in a good way. They need not go to hellish planetary system. If 10% of what Duryodhana did, if we would have done, then we would go to hell. But whereas when they are doing, they won't go to hell because they got killed in the Kurukshetra battlefield. So they have that advantage of being a part of, or playing a role in Krishna's drama. But what the role? My point was not like they are good or bad. My point was they got that role because they had the unfavorable nature towards. Why didn't Arjuna get the role of Duryodhana? Why didn't Arjuna get the role of Duryodhana? And why did Duryodhana did not get the role of Arjuna? Those characters are specifically there because of their nature. Did you understand the concept, Mohini Shakti Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, very well. Yeah, I didn't think about it that deep.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Mataji. Okay. And Isha Mataji is you. I know, I understood. But someone else is also there in new devotees. If anybody want to share, or else we can. Bala Prabhu, thank you for joining. You want to share something? And Nishita and Shweta Mataji. Two of you, if you want to share something, you can unmute.
I really like the class. I
Who's
read
this, Nishita?
yeah, auntie. I read until like the fifth chapter, but like it was hard to understand some bits and pieces of it. But the way you explained it, like it made so much sense, and it made me feel like I like missed some of like I completely missed it when I first read it. And I like how like they aren't just verses about the battlefield, but like it's also about like them making like life-changing choices. I like how like he introduced like it starts off the chapters with like everyone's opinion, and then Krishna comes in and says like his like thoughts on the second chapter. But like I like the first chapter how it starts off.
Wonderful, wonderful, Nishita. I have seen you only once. You can introduce yourself. In Nishita, I met a month back at their home program for Bhagavatam installation. She's studying. You can tell Nishita before I make any mistake. Yeah, you can
Oh
share.
yeah. I go to Rutgers, Newark. I'm studying. I want to become a physician assistant. So my major is like public health. It's a 6-year program. So yeah, my mom introduced me to the Bhagavad Gita, and then when you guys came over to our house, it was like such a blessing. And then I was lucky enough to get the chance to read it. And while I'm reading, like.
And Krishna reciprocated with your desire so nicely. Did you see the correlation? You had wanted to have a tattoo of everything happens for a reason, and then it gave you a chance to understand what is that reason through Bhagavad Gita. Is it not? You feel that reciprocation from Krishna?
Yeah, I do. When my mom first told me that, I was like, oh yeah, like I completely agree.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy. It's not easy for the teenagers and this academically wanted to top everything, that kind of souls to connect so quickly. You are very fortunate.
Thank you.
You're very fortunate. And anytime, like how you can approach your mom, same way you can approach me for any kind of little confusion or little more understanding you want on any of the topics. I'm here, Nishita, for you.
Okay, yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bala Prabhu, you want to share something? Bala Prabhu, you are there. Okay, then almost everybody. Swati Mataji, you want to share something?
Yes, Mataji, thank you so much for the lecture, and thank you for pushing me as well to join the call. I really appreciate it. Otherwise I would have missed such amazing class.
Yeah, but I want you and Sid to attend live classes from Friday.
Yeah, Mataji will definitely come. What Mataji, I wanted to comment about the class is like it's the introspection of all each character and their intentions was very good. And you also mentioned somehow in this world we are the control. I mean, like we are in the driver's seat of our own life.
Yes.
And sometimes we forget that Krishna is the one who is making all the decisions for us, or who is the doer behind everything.
Yes.
We get into like the material life so much that we start thinking that it's we are doing everything. But it is like we have to keep reminding ourselves that's not true. And there are some situations like in my life too when it came, I felt like there was nothing wasn't under my control. I let it everything be in Krishna's hands and let him do it. Like it was like just a faith that I had put into Krishna's hand that he's going to do whatever is best for us. So there is something that I learned in throughout this life is that we learned some lessons in this lifetime, but we were part of different lives beforehand, right?
Yes.
Like past lives, and we learned such lessons in those life too. Like I read one sometime back Radhana Swami's one lecture on the Bharat Maharaj, where he's so elevated soul that he goes into jungle and then he in the forest and then he gets attached to a deer.
Yes.
But because of his devotion was so strong, in the next life when he becomes a deer, he remembers what happened in his past life. So he knew that what mistakes he made, and in the next lifetime also after his rebirth, he remembered everything. He became Jad Bharat, right?
Yes.
He knew what happened in his previous life. But in our cases, we don't remember the lessons that happened in the past lives that caused us not to go to Godhead. But in his case, there was so much of devotion that he remembered it. He was into Krishna Bhakti so much that he remembered it. But in our cases, we don't remember such things.
Yeah. If we remember, we would not have stayed so stable in our life. 15.15, Krishna says, Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Everything comes from me. If you remember how bad you were, that would be a big problem. So Krishna is the one who gives the remembrance and who gives the forgetfulness also.
So it's a good thing that we don't remember, right?
It's a good thing. We did not even remember. Prabhupada says that why do you worry about how you become rotten? Think about how you can spring up again.
But Mataji, sometimes those lessons also help us, right?
No, we have a lot of lessons. You are making. We are all making mistakes every second. We can learn from those. We need not dig back into previous life's lessons.
Okay.
Yeah, that's too much to think about what I was in previous life. What did I learn from previous life? Because here we have exemplary acharyas before us who are making us learn the things in a perfect way. What we learn will not be the perfect way also.
Okay.
Okay,
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Friday. See you Friday.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you very much. Padmanabha Prabhu, thank you very much. We can stop the recording now.